It's the 2K Sports pregame show, presented by Kia.
Man, it is great to be with you again, everybody. The NBA season has now hit full stride. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith on 2K Sports. And our coverage tonight will be coming to you from Milwaukee, where the Bucks will be going up against the Brooklyn Nets. And Brooklyn finding themselves in a slide recently. These guys are in the doldrums, a real tough stretch with only one win to show for their last 9 games. Jason Kidd and winning have gone together throughout his entire playing career. And it's been the case so far with his coaching career as well, hasn't it, Shaq?
Yeah, it reminds me of the great Phil Jackson. He could be tough on his players, but he's really fair with them. Values defense and playmaking from his group.
Yeah, one thing you could say about Kidd, early on in his coaching career, that teams tended to overachieve. But now he's exceeding expectations.
This kid can coach.
Even though they're like getting killed right now. But
all valid points. Here's Kevin Harlan.
Why are you always kidding around?
The Nets are out of Brooklyn as they take on their Eastern Conference rival in today's game. Thanks for joining us on this Saturday afternoon. It's the NBA on 2K Sports. I'm Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. David Aldridge joins us from the sideline. The Brooklyn Nets, they want to turn the season series around as they lost their last matchup against Milwaukee. They'll be trying to turn things around and climb out of a hole down 2-zip in this season series.
And in that game, guys, their three-point shooting really was their own worst enemy. Even when they got the open looks, they just had an inability to knock them down.
And, guys, you've seen it happen to every team. You have to be a threat from beyond the arc nowadays, and if your team goes cold, it really can sabotage your game.
And before we get going, let's hear from David Aldridge on the sideline. David?
Well, guys, for a long time, the city of Milwaukee has been an NBA backwater. But with new ownership, a respected head coach, and a lot of young talent, it's a new day here. Coach Jason Kidd said, "We don't want to be a layover city. We want coming here to be like going through the Texas Triangle, where if you have a dogfight in Chicago one night, you know you're in for a dogfight here the next night." Kevin?
All right, thanks, D.A.
Well, you know, the Bucks only have one title in their history as a franchise. But what a title it was, led by my favorite player of all time, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, known as Lou Alcindor back in the day. Teamed up with the veteran Oscar Robertson, the Big O, to bring the Bucks that first title.
And so off the tip, it's Brooklyn. So the Nets starting 5. Jeremy Lin is out there with Foy. Then it's Brook Lopez. Then there's Trevor Booker. And it's Hollis Jefferson in at the 3 spot. Now here's Lopez. Takes the 13-footer.
And, you know, drawing comparisons to Andre Iguodala, Michael Kidd-Gilchrist, Hollis Jefferson with some models to map his game after. And both of those excellent models for him.
Brooklyn shooting their initial free throws of the game right here.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And the first one at the line is good. And so he makes both from the line.
Well, when you asked a lot of scouts who they thought was a sleeper in the 2015 draft, a number of them chose Hollis Jefferson, taken with the 23rd pick out of Arizona. I think he's got some upside for the future for sure.
You talk about how hard he plays, all the intangibles as far as a great teammate. Rondé Hollis Jefferson, not a ton of downside. You know he'll be a solid player.
Yeah, I agree with you there. And if I was mapping out a game plan for him with his athleticism and motor, it would be defend like crazy, which he already does, and develop your corner three-point shot. If you can defend multiple positions and make threes, you're going to find a place on somebody's roster for a long time.
So 1 for 2 that time at the stripe. And Giannis has been deployed at so many different positions in his short career. But one reason why he's been able to pull it off is because of his incredible wingspan, measured at 7'3".
Yeah, it's amazing when you watch this guy play. Giannis is so long, and he's just a whirling dervish of arms and legs and skill. That's why they call him the Greek Freak. I mean, we've not seen anybody with this skill set at this size. The space he covers on offense and defense is really mind-boggling.
And now in transition is Parker. Here we go. Henson, it's good on the putback.
Oh, man, just beast mode on the glass there. He was not going to be denied on that play.
And here is Lynn. He's been playing a big part of their offensive scheme, averaging around 15.5 points a game.
And really, Lynn has a terrific feel for this offense. Just seems to know whenever one of his guys is open.
Now, here's Antetokounmpo. Parker, right side. Here's Henson. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. The Bucks have converted 1 of 2 free throws so far today.
At the line for 2.
The first free throw is good. Second free throw, no good. In their big push to make a splash in Brooklyn, the Nets traded away a lot of draft picks. Team has an uphill battle to get back into the championship picture.
And, you know, short term, it seems like so little when you do trade future picks away, but inevitably it tends to come back to haunt you. Giving up their pick this summer was just the tip of the iceberg. I mean, they've lost out on players like Damian Lillard and others just from trading away their picks.
Here's Antetokounmpo after Jeremy Lin's bucket. Parker up top, defended by Booker. Parker dishes to Henson. Good D by Lopez.
Usually if he gets to the rim, he's converting it into points. But the defense stood tall there.
Who's watching?
To the middle, stolen by Henson. Middleton drives in. Milwaukee, no good that time either. Brooklyn's gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. Parker with the steal. And that one is good. Parker's got his first points of the night. And a closer look here at the hustle stats for Milwaukee.
They've come out in attack mode on the defensive end. They've applied pressure and forcing turnovers.
You know, another factor in their offense so far has been their ability to convert and score off turnovers.
Pass to Hollis Jefferson. It's stolen by Antetokounmpo. A finish. And Antetokounmpo slams it in.
That giant wingspan of Antetokounmpo, man, wreaking havoc on opposing players and really mucking up passing lanes too, man. He can be everywhere with that ferocious motor and those long arms.
Here's 4 after the basket by Milwaukee, and it's good for 2.
And he's starting to get what he wants here early and often. Nice move.
Full credit goes to him on that one, Greg. I mean, the defense played pretty good position, but just couldn't do much about it. That's just better offense that time. Here it is again. On a lot of their possessions this first half, they've established great position inside.
Yeah, just getting the ball into the post has to be option number 1 for them right now.
Now here's Lopez. He's coming off a 34-point game against Milwaukee.
And also defensively, he was really aggressive. I mean, matter of fact, he had 4 steals over the course of that game.
2 on the clock. There's Hollis Jefferson. Whoops, there's the 24-second shot clock violation, so they'll turn it over.
And a quick look at the numbers for Henson. 17th in blocks. And with a top 20 ranking in field goal percentage, you put the ball in his hands, and he converts at a remarkable rate.
And, yeah, you see what he's been doing all season. I mean, always threatening to put your shot in reverse and do it in style.
Here's Dellavedova, and it's sent back by Lopez.
You could see Lopez tracking that shot the whole way. Nice awareness from him and a terrific rejection as well.
And so the ball out of bounds. Henson touched it last. And here we have the 2K leaderboard showing us the teams with the best free throw percentage during the past month. In 4th, the Bucks.
Kevin, I'm absolutely amazed. I mean, their production at the line has been spectacular. I mean, it's been unbelievable. Well done by these guys of late.
Now here's Lynn.
Come get it. Screen.
High post Lopez. Goes up at the stripe. Hits some rim on the way in, and the bucket's good.
You know, Brook Lopez doesn't have what you would call a quick release, but when he has time for his jumper, he's accurate and lethal.
Parker's shot is off. Brooklyn trailing. Lynn kicks to Booker. And Lopez throws it down.
And the lead goes right back. What a seesaw affair we've got going on.
This game's right there for the taking, but neither team can quite grab hold of it. Like a slippery bar of soap there. Somebody's got to take charge here.
Here's Henson. From down in the low post, it goes. Henson's got 9.
No doubt about the consistency when it comes to scoring the basketball for him tonight. A real nice lift for their offense.
Over in the corner, Foy. That 3 off the mark.
Hard to figure out how he doesn't knock that one down. No defender in sight.
Dellavedova, the pass to Parker. Inside, Antetokounmpo, and a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2.
You know, one of the hardest things to do is to live up to the word potential when it's thrown around a player for so long. That was certainly the case with Antetokounmpo for most of his career. I mean, he's lived up to the hype and is realizing everything that fans hoped he would become when he first started his journey in the NBA.
And he knocks down the first one. As you said, potential can be a curse at times. So many players fizzle out after flashing moments of greatness. Giannis is living up to the hype.
Yeah, and I think you've got to give his coaching staff a lot of credit for that because they've been believers in Antetokounmpo throughout his career, and that helps, especially with a young player. They've brought him along, I think, at just the right pace. Took some time to figure out how best to use such a unique talent with his size, but I think he's got a great upside and will be a real force for years to come.
Now here's Lynn. Lopez, a screen on Parker. Lynn dishes to Lopez. Here's Booker. And again, it's Brooklyn converting.
Oh, Maestro, he is so good at making those lead passes, like conducting an orchestra.
And Milwaukee calls their first time out of the game. They're coming off that win against the Nets.
Yeah, the confidence just exuding in that performance on the offensive end. I mean, really illustrates how this team clicks when guys are communicating and executing as a cohesive unit.
Yeah, roadkill is hard to get in this league. I mean, to be a great NBA team, you've got to be able to have that kind of performance on the road. Focused, purposeful, and productive. Really solid.
Yeah, maybe a change of the game plan right now, looking at some different sets because of the matchups.
Yeah, I agree with you because they're looking to tweak things to maybe get those matchups working in their favor.
And so it's Milwaukee with it. Dellavedova with the ball. Playing Brooklyn. He was nearly unstoppable. The dish to Henson. Rebound, Brooklyn. This game coming after a loss against the Bucks.
The offense just struggled mightily in that game. They went stretches where points just became very difficult to come by.
And ironically, their play wasn't that bad. It was just their shot making that went AWOL.
Clock at 4. Stolen by Dellavedova. And up the court come the Bucks on the break. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2.
We've seen Henson playing a good game here. He's already got 9 points and a steal.
It's hard to imagine that he's accounted for over half their points.
Well, you can just look at the box score, and we've been sitting here watching it. I mean, we've seen it with our own 2 eyes. It's for real.
He's made 1 and missed 1 so far in the game. He's off on the first. Well, you look at the length and the hands of the players in the Bucks roster. They can absolutely hound you on the defensive end. Force a lot of turnovers when they crank it up.
Tell you what, there are very few teams, guys, that have the combination of length and speed that the Bucks possess. And because of that, they can pressure teams into turnovers at a high rate. And when they do that, they're at their best defensively.
With the Nets moving to New York, there is pressure to win. All New York teams have that due to the size of the city.
Yeah, playing in a big city is a double-edged sword. I mean, it can be a blessing and curse. In years past, it would have been in the best interest of the Nets to take things slowly, but being in the Big Apple, there was added pressure to try to win quickly, and that produced some hasty decisions. And you also have to have a certain type of player who has the mindset to be able to handle that constant, high-level, bright light scrutiny that's part of the media in New York.
Brooklyn shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw attempts of the game. And the first one drops. After their move to Brooklyn, the Nets went with an all-in approach. Sold their future to try and put a title team together. Came up well short. Now they're left to rebuild.
Now the Nets have scrapped that approach, it seems, and it couldn't come at a better time. Learned some lessons from trying to sell their picks and future for a quick playoff run. New management and a new coach have said they are committed to doing things the right way, even if it is slower. You know, last season, and with the roster this young, you knew there would be growing pains. It's inevitable. You know, you can play inconsistent at times or simply play to the level of their opponent is what the Bucks were doing at times. All part of the process here, and they know they have to be patient.
And Brooklyn has possession. Trailing by 2. Pass to Hamilton. Here's LeVert. Back to Hamilton. It's tipped. It's stolen by Maker. Fast break, Milwaukee. The 10-footer. Here's Teletovic. It's blocked. That's tipped and stolen by Teletovic. Here's Brogdon. Solid play on the low block, and that one's good. Brogdon's got his first basket. Nets trail by 4. And with the growing pains of the Bucks last season, turnovers were a part of those struggles. Happens to young teams, and they were no exception.
Hey, no pain, no gain. I know that's trite and simple, but it's real. You don't grow without some struggle. And the process of molding a team together takes time. Players figuring out their roles, coaches figuring out their players and vice versa, rotations being tweaked. I think it's just a matter of learning and growing through your mistakes, and down the road, they'll be much better for it.
Here's LeVert following the 3 by Milwaukee. Pass to Kilpatrick. Shot clock at 6. Here's Hamilton. And blocked. That one goes careening off the glass. Tries a 3. They get it back. Misses the layup.
Well, he won't miss many of those, especially with the defender not in the best of positions there.
Here's Kilpatrick. Oh, and that one, no question, powered it down.
And wait to finish and cut into that lead a little bit.
Yeah, but look at the basket guy still shaking.
Well, I tell you what, he loaded up as much power as he could behind that two-hander.
Maker misses. Nets trail by 5. They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
And it's Kilpatrick missing. Milwaukee's gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. Snell. Another shot. It's deflected.
It has not been an easy quarter for him, at least offensively speaking.
To the left wing. And there's the pass to Kilpatrick. Nice ball movement by Brooklyn. It's good from long range. And the Bucks, they're shooting in this first quarter around 38%. They're looking a bit creaky out there. And Zaletovic kicks to make, and out of bounds as Brooklyn gains possession. And here we can check out the breakdown of rebounds tonight between the front court and the back court for Brooklyn.
And their big men are getting the majority of the rebounds. You like all 5 guys boxing out and getting on the glass, but at the end of the day, that's their role to control the board.
.146 left in the first quarter. Passes to Kilpatrick. There's the pick. The shot goes down and it gets this game back to even. Kilpatrick's got his second bucket of the night.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Well, listless and lifeless at the defensive end. I mean, especially inside. They've really got to pick up that interior defense.
Now here's Zaletovic. 11 points for him in that last game against the Nets in Brooklyn.
And they can't allow him too many open looks like that. That's just inviting trouble.
Here's LeVert. Pass to Kilpatrick. 58 seconds left in the first. They get it again. Maker misses.
Oh, boy, I tell you what, they don't get much uglier than the quarter he's having.
Yeah, and it's not showing any signs, Greg, of turning around here soon. I mean, his touch is basically gone AWOL.
Yeah, good job to take it right at them.
Yeah, really left him no choice there, Greg. He had to foul and keep him from converting the easy bucket.
The Nets have hit all 4 of their chances so far in this one. And the first one drops.
And when the Nets hired Kenny Atkinson as their coach, it signaled a bit of a culture change. No more going for that big-name coach to make a splash as they had done in the past. Went out and got a lead assistant from an organization that had found consistent success.
And so Nicholson nails both of them. And there is definitely a culture change right now underway in Brooklyn. Atkinson fits right in with what they're trying to accomplish on that front with his work ethic.
Yeah, I don't know Kenny Atkinson, but everybody who does will tell you that he's a tireless worker as a coach. Puts in a lot of hours and studies film as much as he can. He's really done his part in the grind of the NBA world to get his chance to be a head coach. The fact that nothing was easy on his journey should serve him well.
Out of bounds, Milwaukee takes possession. And the Bucks with possession here. Here's Brogdon. Beasley the screen. Zaletovic from outside. No good on the buzzer beater. So at the end of 1 quarter of play, still a close game. Bucks ahead. They're up by 1. And we'll get going after this from the BMO Harris Bradley Center. And Jeremy Lin, a player who's come a long way in his time in this league, from going undrafted out of Harvard to where he is now. He says he remains very grateful.
I wasn't sure, if my career would ever pan out the way I was hoping for, or if I would be able to stay in the NBA. And so for me to be here playing, to be able to know I'm going to play in the game, in an NBA game, it's just, it's pretty cool.
Well, in a game filled with some pretty big egos, there are also guys like that who are living the dream in their own very grateful way. Lynn has certainly seen the highs and the lows.
And Kevin, not everyone's a superstar and certain of their future. Sometimes you get to be a superstar for a brief moment in time, but this game has a way of humbling people, even those who started out humble, like Lynn.
Well, up to this point, a closely contested game as we start the second quarter. And for the Bucks guys, what jumps out to you stats-wise?
Well, they've dictated tempo with their defense and been able to force some turnovers.
Yeah, and you know, they've also done a good job, Greg, on their end of the floor by not throwing the ball away.
And a chance here presented by Gatorade to see who's on the floor, all fueled up and ready to go for the start of the second quarter. So for Brooklyn now, Brook Lopez is out there with Andrew Nicholson. Then it's Goodwin. Then it's Jeremy Lin. And it's Kilpatrick in at the 2 spot. And it's Dellavedova missing. Nets trail by 3. Here's Lin. And there's the whistle on the shot. Took the foul. Shot misses. He'll be shooting 2. And there's the foul against Milwaukee.
And one signing that went a bit under the radar during the free agent period was Jeremy Lin joining up with the Nets. The Nets got the veteran guard they wanted to lead their young core. Lin gets a chance to move out of the 6-man role he had been in the past few seasons, and now he gets to run the ship.
That free throw missing. And in the Jeremy Lin deal, GA, he seemed to leave money on the table in order to move to the right team that fit him.
You know, many were surprised that he would leave Charlotte given the success he had had there backing up Kemba Walker. Also of note in the move is that Jeremy Lin is back in the city of New York. So Linsanity once again has returned to the Big Apple.
And the second free throw, good.
And Lin has really carved out a nice role for himself in our league. An effective two-way player who can score, rebound, pass, and defend.
Now here is Dellavedova. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. It's tipped. Parker with the steal. One-on-one fast break. Hollis Jefferson with the rebound. Brooklyn trailing. Lin kicks to Lopez. Shoots, and it goes as the official calls the foul. Count it. He'll shoot one more at the free throw line.
Used all 7 feet and about 1/3 of a ton to get that one up and down. And now, you know, really stepping into a leadership role on this team. Lopez is embracing that challenge.
And that one falls, and that puts him up by 1 point. And for Brook Lopez, for so long, playing alongside KG and Darren Williams and Paul Pierce, now he's the veteran presence.
Yeah, and that's a double-edged sword. One, he realizes that he's the main guy offensively, but now, from a leadership standpoint, he's got to take on more, and clearly a different role.
Now here's Lin. Following the miss by John Henson. Lin kicks to 4. And he tries off the glass, but it's no good. Feeds it to Dellavedova. Back to Antetokounmpo. Bucks passing it around. Parker kicks to Antetokounmpo. Back to Parker. 9 feet out. The shot, no good. Good D by Booker. And for Brooklyn, they're shooting at 50% in a decent group. Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Chris Middleton is a prototype off guard. He likes to run off screens, catch, and shoot. He described his mindset saying, just space the floor, be patient, not force anything, and move the ball. Let those guys penetrate and find the best shot for the team. Team player indeed, Kevin.
Thanks, DA, and he's developing his postgame. He can get in the paint now when they need him to. And plenty of contact on the shot, so 2 free throws coming up.
You know, among the most polished post scorers in the league, Lopez is a throwback player in a lot of different ways. I mean, he's that classic inside scoring threat.
And with the size and footwork Lopez possesses, it's tough for one man to stop him.
It really is. The size, the soft hands, the know-how with his back to the basket. He pretty much can get his shot anytime.
And the first one at the line is good.
Well, Lopez has been great. He has 8 points and 2 blocks.
Lopez hits them both. And you look at the roster of these Bucks. So many players on the team that can rise up and embarrass a defender. Not only can this team throw it down, they're looking to throw it down.
Yeah, they want to wreck that rim as much as they can. And if I had the leaping ability of guys like Giannis and Parker, I'd be doing the exact same thing. The Bucks actually led the league in percentage of shots that were dunks in 2016. They are an entertaining bunch and a throwdown group worth watching.
Well, guys, this first half has been about as tightly contested as you could hope for.
There have been a lot of lead changes. My goodness.
Now here is Dellavedova. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him. Antetokounmpo kicks to Parker. It's deflected.
And gotta like what they've been doing down low in the post.
I certainly do. You know, I like to see guys do their work inside. Their rebounding has been excellent, and that's always important in a close game.
Hollis Jefferson can't hit. The Bucks trail. Outside, Antetokounmpo. Right block shot. And Henson gets it to go on the assist by Antetokounmpo. Antetokounmpo's got his 3rd assist on the night.
Come get it!
Lynn kicks to Lopez. Randy Foye is on the way. Defended by Dellavedova. Foye, the pass to Lopez. 6 to shoot.
Big coming, big coming!
Lynn, that's a 2-pointer. Hits the front of the rim and out.
Boy, the pick, and with that weak screen, I use that term loosely, did nothing to spring him open. It was ineffective.
Parker kicks to Middleton. Dishes to Dellavedova. Parker. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Dellavedova. Now it's a 3-point Bucks lead. Outside, Lynn. To the inside. Here's Booker. And Henson pulls it down. Henson's got 4 rebounds now tonight. Got a piece of it. Now 4. Last time out he had 13 points. Pass to Hollis Jefferson. 16 feet away. Foye dishes to Lynn. Fires, high post. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. It goes on Chris Middleton.
Yeah, you have to admire the aggressiveness of Lynn. Constantly looking to draw the foul on his shot.
He'll take his 3rd and 4th free throw shots of the game right here.
2 shots.
And that one falls for Lynn.
And you know, with the Nets in their move, they are looking to build a lasting identity, to brand themselves a certain way. There's so much history with this franchise to draw from, but it really is the start of a new era with the team.
Both free throws good from Lynn. And for the Nets, it's been a bit of a rough start with their time in Brooklyn. Some playoff appearances off the bat, but now they are in a rebuild.
Well, I think they're approaching this rebuild in the right frame of mind, Kevin and Greg. I mean, viewing it as a chance to really change the culture of the team and build something from the ground up with a solid foundation. Might take some time, but I think if they do it right, the city is eager to shower the Nets with a lot of love.
The Bucks have gone 6 of 13 so far from the field here in the second quarter. And that's out of bounds. Milwaukee will retain possession.
Risky pass there. They're lucky to retain possession this time.
Dellavedova, the pass to Antetokounmpo, and he makes that one. Antetokounmpo's got 7 points in the game.
Just impressed with the teamwork out there, setting the table for one another.
5 straight baskets, Greg, resulting from assists. They're playing as one unit out there.
Now here's Lynn. 5 points in the game. Here's Lopez. The shot that time, not on target. Good D by Parker. And here is Dellavedova. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. The feed to Middleton. Launches a three. Brooklyn with the rebound. Lopez has got his 7th rebound here tonight.
And he's trying to shoot his way out of it. You know, they have the lead, but honestly, I think it might help if he'd be a little bit more selective tonight.
Keeps it alive. Great positioning on the putback. Foy's got 4 this quarter.
Oh, how about the finesse there? Nice little gentle touch on the board.
And you know, when you have that gentle touch, those tip-ins are easy to come by.
But only if you grind hard enough to get yourself in tight before the shot goes up, guys. You got to get your work done before the shot is attempted.
And offensively, they've been struggling. He just wants to get them back into a good flow and stop forcing shots.
Well, Greg, the misses started piling up. Things kind of snowballed on him in that regard. This is a good timeout to kind of calm his guys down and hit the reset button.
A platoon swap here for Milwaukee. Then for the Nets, Hamilton's checked in for Lopez, and it's LeVert in for Jeremy Lin. Snell, the pass to Brogdon. Nice ball movement by Milwaukee. Maker misses.
The mechanics totally out of whack right now. He's lost his feel for the shot.
Yeah, he really has. I mean, just totally out of sync. I mean, you can just see it in the numbers. Nothing going down for him right now.
Here's Brogdon. 5 points in the game. Beasley kicks to Chiletovich. Shot clock at 6. The Bucks need to get a shot off here. Shot on the wing. No good from Beasley.
And he rushed that one, no doubt about it. The D out of position, you could see the frustration on his face.
And there's the pass to LeVert. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. And look now at the various locations of the shots taken so far.
And when you come into a game with the mindset of going right at the rim and not settling for outside shots, this is what your shot chart will look like. Every chance they've had to either attack the paint or play back to the basket, they've taken it, and it's been a complete success thus far.
That one drops. He ties it up. They now lead as the free throw drops for him. Milwaukee's gone 0-3 from beyond the arc to start the second quarter. To the middle. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. With a break in the action, let's see which teams have come away with the most steals in the NBA this season. 5th best, the Bucks.
This team is an elite defensive team. Why? Because they do a nice job moving their feet, positioning their body, and playing with active hands. And when you do that, you come up with steals, and they're one of the league's best in that category as a team.
And he knocks down the first one. And Beasley drops both of them. Now, here is 4. He's got 9. Passes it to LeVert. There's a good screen. Down low. It's deflected. Snell, covered by Foy. Pass to LeVert. The shot missing. And Milwaukee the other way now. Well, right out of the gates, you knew that Hollis Jefferson could be an elite wing defender at the NBA level.
Yeah, you know, coming out of Arizona, he drew a lot of comparisons, or at least some comparisons, to Andre Iguodala because of his versatility at the defensive end and his ball handling ability. His shooting has been a question mark, as was the case coming into the league. But I think as he grows in that part of his game, he has a chance to be, I think, a pretty good NBA player.
And stolen by Booker. And they're on the break. And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot two. Now we get a chance to check out the standings out east already. We are in December. You look at the Bucks. Off to a great start this season, currently in second. And, of course, there's the Nets, 9.5 games behind.
And right now for Brooklyn, so far it looks like the adjustments they've made in the offseason aren't going to produce the desired effect.
Yeah, I agree with you. I don't think the plan they have in place is going to get it done. This season could be another long, slow journey through the NBA cellar.
And he makes the first. And he makes both free throws.
And, you know, when Jason Kidd was a player, he had a no-nonsense approach to the game. Still maintains that approach as a coach. Very much focused on results and efficiency over bells and whistles and all the extras.
Now, here's Maker. He's a good contributor to his team, averaging about 10.5 points a game. Shot clock at 3. And again, the Bucks miss. The Nets with the lead. And thinking about where Kidd's playing tendencies show up in his coaching, his unselfishness and commitment to defense are there too.
Yeah, and there's a calming demeanor that he brought to the court as a player, and I think he brings that to the sideline as well. And keeping things in perspective, I think has been a big help during his stay at Milwaukee.
Randy Foy is on the way. Bangs home the trifecta. Foy's got 12 points in the game.
Boy, that's just outstanding work from Hollis Jefferson. I mean, this is a guy that puts the team first in everything. Always looking to create the best shot on offense.
Now here's Teletovic. A look at his stats. He averages a bit over 8 points a game. Beasley kicks to Maker. Offensive rebound, Bucks. They double him with Booker. Snell dishes to Beasley. Inside. And stolen by Hamilton. In the corner, Hollis Jefferson. And he uses the glass on the layup. And now a 6-point Nets lead. And what's your take, guys, on the hustle stats for Brooklyn?
Boy, they've really amped up the pressure at the defensive end, guys, and have piled up the steals in the early going.
Yeah, but they've also protected the paint extremely well. You see that in their block shot totals, but also they've altered a lot of shots. Better to be lucky than good. Got that shot to fall.
And the first timeout called of the game for Brooklyn.
And, Kevin, they've been committing a lot of turnovers here. Taking care of the basketball is the #1 priority right now in that huddle. They've got to tighten it up.
You know, the last few weeks, you see how Brooklyn stacks up here. 5th in steals, 11th in fewest turnovers per game. And they're in the top half of the league in blocks. That's pretty good. Not too bad.
And that ranking in the steals category, airtight perimeter defense, is one of the things that makes this team go. Their aggressiveness, for me, sets them apart.
1:24 left in the first half of the game. Kicks it to Goodwin. Puts it up. Teletovic grabs the board. Bucks trail by 4. All going up court. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
Taking a look now at some numbers for Beasley. His last 10 games, he's averaging about 7 points a game, 5 rebounds, and 2 assists. Guys, he's a difference maker off the bench. Steps into that front court and more than holds his own.
You know, his willingness to bang down low, move opponents off the block, those are valuable contributions.
First one falls for him. And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time.
Hitting your free throws is a good way to get back into it. It stops the clock and extends the game. I mean, you want to take advantage of that situation. And they're shooting much better from the line here in the second quarter. So far, they haven't missed one.
And that one misses. No luck that time either.
I didn't expect that result when he stepped up there. I'll bet he didn't either. As good a foul shooter as he is.
There's 53 seconds left to play here in the half. Here's Kilpatrick. And right now he's averaging about 7 points a game. Six to shoot. Hamilton kicks to good. Shoots it. And it's off the back rim. No good. The Bucks shooting has been wayward so far. Only 37% from the floor. 6 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. The dish to Maker. Snell, the pass to Beasley. Teletovic on top. Back to Beasley. Feeds it to Teletovic. Jacks up a 3. A rebound by the Nets. Nicholson's got 4 rebounds in this game. Takes a 3. That misses. Would have counted had it gone in. Tie game in Milwaukee. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thanks, Kevin. Jason, a hard-fought first half. How do you assess the game so far?
We're going to need everybody. And the one thing we got to do is we can't settle. We got to keep attacking and get the ball in the paint.
Use that length to your advantage. Thanks, Jason. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks so much, David. And we'll step away briefly, but get you right back out here for the start of the third quarter after this break.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
And an exhilarating first half, to be sure. Welcome back. I'm Ernie Johnson alongside Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. We'll be breaking down all the action for you. A competitive matchup for Milwaukee in the first quarter. They were on a nice little roll in that opening period as they got their lead up as high as 7 points. They couldn't hold on to the slim lead they had at the start of the second quarter and headed into the locker room with the game all knotted up. Kenny, your thoughts on the Bucks' first half?
Well, their reserves showed up tonight. Not just on hustle plays, but in points. And that's what you got to do coming off the bench to maximize your minutes.
And over to Shaq. What do you think about Brooklyn?
Ernie, they're taking way too many threes. The offense has no rhythm. They need to go back to the drawing board. Maybe try to get a little bit more transition, more of the pick and roll. Anything other than shooting that 3. It's not going.
And that's it for halftime as the second half is just about to get underway. See you after the game.
We have a close ball game on our hands as we get set for the second half of basketball. A fantastic game from John Henson so far in this one.
You just love it when the decision-making is as good as it was there in that first half. Didn't force anything.
Guys, I think here in the second half, though, they may want him to be a little more assertive. Start hunting more for his shot, even the tough one.
Filling out the wings, it's Middleton and Antetokounmpo. Parker and Henson, the duo inside. And it's Dellavedova in at the 1. That's the 5 on the floor for the Bucks. Now, here's Parker, and it's going to be a 3-second call. Here now, the 2K leaderboard, showing us the best passing teams in the NBA over the course of the last month. The Bucks number 1.
The last few weeks have shown these guys that being patient with your passing can earn you some easy looks and baskets. Excellent teamwork. The more you do it, the more you're rewarded, and it becomes contagious.
Here's Lopez. Over in the corner, Foy. A three-pointer off the mark. Well, the Bucks shooting has been wayward so far. Only 37% from the floor. They now take the lead. Dellavedova's got the first points to start out the third quarter for Milwaukee.
How about the court vision of Middleton? Just so good at finding the open man.
And since coming into the league with Detroit in the 2012-13 season, Chris Middleton has steadily improved his game each and every year. A very measured improvement from him so far in his young career.
And there's a lot of things that I like about his game. One is that he plays within himself, doesn't force much. He's smart as a shooter. He's heady as a guy moving without the ball and defending. Knows what he's doing out there as a wing player and scorer, and keeps it real simple.
No good on the free throw. Good on the second free throw. And for those of you turning in, we're about a minute into the second half. Here's Dellavedova. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2. For Milwaukee, they have been shooting right around 75% at the line, 9 of 12 so far.
And I think this is a strength of this team. Solid numbers at the line across the board, 77% collectively.
And comparing to the numbers of last season, they've made a bit of improvement. So that's some positive momentum they can look to build on.
That free throw, good from Dellavedova. So after making the first, he goes 1 for 2. Brooklyn trailing. Stolen by Henson. Fast break, Milwaukee. Parker's running. He's looking for Middleton. Finds him. 2 points. That one goes.
Man, I like the fact that Middleton, because of his strength, is able to fight through contact and get shots to fall even when he's been hit. Well, I tell you, one of the things you love about Chris Middleton, at least that I like about him, is that he's a stat sheet stuffer. I mean, he gives you a little bit of everything on the court. He has the size to play either wing spot, and he's terrific on the glass, and he moves the ball exceptionally well, too.
Now here's Lynn. He has 5, and Booker kicks to Lopez. Fade away, and Henson pulls it down. Henson's got 6 rebounds in the game. A shot by Middleton, wide open. Another miss by Middleton. And with Middleton, it isn't just the assists and rebounds that he contributes. Also comes up with a lot of steals.
Yeah, he does a little bit of everything and does it all quite well. I mean, he's not going to be a triple-double guy, but I tell you what, he's going to put some good numbers in just about every column of the stat sheet. 18, 4, and 4 is what he averaged in an impressive 2016 season.
Inside. Here's Lynn. And plenty of contact on the shot. So 2 free throws coming up. And there's the foul against Milwaukee. He's made 3 of his 4 free throw attempts in the game.
Really can't criticize the work he did at the line a year ago. 82% on the season.
And guys, the numbers don't lie. I mean, he was such a reliable presence at the free throw line all throughout last season.
The first one falls. Both free throws good from Lynn. Here's Dellavedova. Parker outside. He kicks it to Antetokounmpo. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Parker. Parker's got 3 assists in the game. Just under 2.5 minutes into the third quarter now. Outside, Lynn. Booker is screen on Parker. Lynn dishes to Booker. Now, here is Foy. Defended by Middleton. 5 on the clock. There's Hollis Jefferson. Out of bounds. Milwaukee takes possession. I would take a look here at the shot chart.
And it's really been a tremendous night. He's been efficient. He's been a major driving force in this offense. And it's no small task to try to slow him down. Once he gets rolling, like we've seen in this game so far, watch out.
Milwaukee in the lead. Antetokounmpo kicks to Middleton. Now here's Antetokounmpo. He's tightly guarded. Misses in close. Outside, Lynn. Lopez sets a screen for Lynn. Here's Foy. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
Looking at the game for Foy, he's got 13 points, and he's hit the mark twice from 3-point range as well.
And Clark, it's no stretch to say the more points he gives them from beyond the arc, the better off they'll be.
And the first one at the line is good. And that's good as he hits both of his shots. Bucks have gone 3 of 6 in the third quarter, 50% from the field. Antetokounmpo passes to Middleton. Parker. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
Well, you can see it and feel it in certain players. I mean, that sense of timing, when to take shots, how to get them off. And Jabari Parker is one of those kinds of guys. I mean, he's got great natural instincts, particularly on the offensive end. He's got a versatile enough game to take advantage of a defender really anywhere on the floor.
And I think you hit the nail on the head when you said Parker has a versatile game, guys. Back to the basket, facing up, on the drive. He can hurt you in so many ways.
And I like his activity without the ball, too, guys. That's another element that he brings. He's comfortable running off screens to get open, and he attacks the glass on the offensive board. Those are the little things that give him a chance to be a great player.
For the lead, and again, no good by Brooklyn. And for Milwaukee, they're shooting a lackluster 38% for the game, struggling so far. Chalk up 2 there. Parker's got 9.
And defensively, guys, they've lost something since halftime. I mean, they've given up open looks. They've got to buckle down and get some stops here. Play with some urgency.
Now here's Lynn. He's got 7. Foy up top. Lets it go from deep. Yes! And a nice assist from Lynn. Lynn's got 5 assists tonight. Antetokounmpo dishes to Dellavedova. And it's out of bounds. The Bucks able to retain possession here.
And a moment here to look at the numbers for Foy. He's putting up about 14 points tonight, 4 assists and 3 rebounds. And the numbers won't wow you, but I like the effort he brings to the table each and every night.
Yeah, great hustle, does all the little things. Just a good complimentary guy to have on your team.
Here's Hollis Jefferson, takes it up with both hands and rips it down.
Yeah, loitering above the rim, Hollis Jefferson with athleticism to burn.
The Bucks have gone 4 of 7 to get things started here in the second half. Now here is Dellavedova, defended by Lynn. Parker, a screen on Lynn. Here's Dellavedova. Brooklyn with the rebound. The Wizards on the road to face them after this game. That game marks the first half of a quick 2-game homestand.
That's really too easy a chance to miss, guys. He needs to be more aggressive and focused on his finishes.
Here's Middleton. Rebound, Brooklyn. Lopez has got 10 rebounds here tonight. So active. Here's Hollis Jefferson. 11 points in the game. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
And a chance here to see where the Bucks currently sit in the NBA statistically. Second in rebounding, second in assists. And they're ranked 3rd overall in team offense. This is a team that knows how to put the ball in the basket, and really that's their strong suit.
And guys, you can't say enough about how well they've rebounded. So often it's swung the possession battle in their favor, and that's really had a huge impact.
And he knocks down the first one. Henson hits them both. Lynn with it. He's got 7. Lopez outside. Pass to Kilpatrick. Knocked loose. Elbow shot is on the way. Count it. Kilpatrick's got his 3rd basket of the night.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
Dime-dropping delights is what I call it.
Yeah, that's a nice pass. I will give you that one.
Yeah, he was on the money, that's no doubt. Now, here's Parker. He's got 9, and it's good, 2 points.
And how about the focus of Parker? I mean, the defense tossing everything his way, and he still knocks it down.
Brooklyn's gone 2 of 3 when they ventured outside the arc in the 3rd quarter. Outside, Lynn to the inside. Here's Lopez. Rebound, Milwaukee. Now Middleton. He has 5. Bucks passing it around. Jabari Parker again. Parker's got 13.
And I like his muscular body. This guy is able to body up defenders and still get the shot that he wants. He's excellent at finishing through contact.
Now here's Goodwin. Lopez kicks to Nicholson. Launches a 3. And it's Brook Lopez with the foul. And that'll be his 3rd foul so far. A different look for Milwaukee. Akers checked in for Henson. And Tony Snell subbed in for Chris Middleton. And a change for the Nets. Hamilton's checked in. The Bucks have gone a solid 6 of 11 when shooting here in the 3rd quarter. Here's Snell. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. Count it from 12. And the Bucks lead by 4.
He's flipped the script here in this half, shooting a much higher percentage from the field.
Lynn the pass to Nicholson. Back to Lynn. Terrific design on the pick play, and he lays it in. Lynn's got 4 points this quarter.
Even with the defense all over him, Lynn buries the J. Outstanding concentration on those kinds of shots.
Goodwin passes to Kilpatrick. And the rejection by Antetokounmpo. Snell dishes to Antetokounmpo. Screened by Parker. Antetokounmpo kicks to Parker. The kick out to Antetokounmpo. 6 on the shot clock. Back to Parker. And they force the shot clock violation. Great D. And it's time for a look at our rookie leaderboard to see which rookies have been the most dangerous scorers in the league over the last 10 games. Thon Maker, 4th.
That's just an impressive scoring run. And guys, I don't think he's done. He's got a lot more where that came from.
Yeah, let me tell you, you better believe he does. I mean, he has a deep reservoir of offensive skills that are just now being fully tapped.
Goodwin, good.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
You know, the defense, Greg, has really been kept off balance because of the outstanding passes. 4 straight field goals have been made off an assist. Dellavedova is really good at finding his teammates.
Dishes it to Goodwin. Shoots. A putback. Rebounded by Maker. And guys, what do you think about the offensive approach so far that we've seen from Milwaukee?
I thought we might see the defense adjust at halftime to slow the break, but that has not been the case.
Something else they've done is force a lot of mistakes defensively. They've been turning those turnovers into points.
That free throw good from Maker. And the Bucks with some changes. Beasley's checked in for Jabari Parker. Mirza Teletovic comes in for Giannis Antetokounmpo. And Brogdon subbed in for Matthew Dellavedova. And a change for the Nets. LeVert's checked in. And he makes both free throws. Nets trail by 4. Here's Kilpatrick. He has 6. And there's the pass to LeVert. Solid play in the low block, and that one's good. The Bucks have gone better than 53% from the floor since halftime, shooting 8 of 15. Here's Snell. He's been patient so far, nothing yet on the scoreboard. No one near Teletovic as he lets it go. Beasley, the pass to Maker. He feeds it to Teletovic. Passes it to Maker. He dishes it to Snell. Kicks it to Beasley.
Who's watching here?
Down low, Maker. On the night, he's gone 2 for 2 at the stripe.
Maker. 2 shots.
Shooting 2.
The first free throw is good. Good on both. Here's LeVert. Taking a look at his stats, he's averaging around 7.5 points a game. The feed to Goodwin. Ripped away. And up the court come the Bucks on the break. Here's Brogdon. Offensive rebound. And no good that time. Nets trail by 4. And there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line. And the first one at the line is good. He hits both from the stripe. Milwaukee has gone 0 of 2 from deep to start things here in the second half. Pass to Teletovic. Here's Snell. Here's Maker. And there's 2 points. Working on the glass, paying off that time. Maker's got 8 points here in this quarter. A minute 42 left in the third quarter of the game. LeVert the pass to Goodwin. Banked in off the glass. Goodwin's got 7.
And you gotta love the big bucket in the paint in this sort of a grinded-out game.
There's the dish to Snell. To the paint, here's Brogdon. The lead pass was put in just the right spot. And the Bucks lead by 4.
Oh, I love that dish down low.
Here's Kilpatrick. 6 points for him. In the corner, Nicholson with it. Here's LeVert. 4 on the shot clock. The Nets need to get a shot off here. Goodwin. The rebound by Brogdon.
You know, he just hasn't looked right to me. A bit out of sorts, if you will. Something's off with his mechanics, at least as I look at it.
They can trade 2 for 1 here.
Would be the right move, I believe, right now.
Here's Kilpatrick. Rebounded by Maker. Maker's got 6 rebounds here tonight. Here's Brogdon. The putback. Maker passes to Brogdon. Out to the right wing. Teletovic dishes to Maker. Tries again. Can't get the layup. And we've watched 3 so far in this one. Bucks lead by 4. And time for the short break, and stay right where you are. The fourth quarter is coming up next. A chance now to hear Jason Kidd talking to his team moments ago.
1 possession at a time. No offensive rebounds, and help and talk to each other on defense.
Defensive rebounding, a big emphasis for Coach Jason Kidd, and something he'll obviously continue to harp on.
Well, I mean, that's the thing. If you start giving it up on the offensive glass, very few good things are going to happen to your team, and that becomes really deflating.
And we're set to start the action up here in the fourth quarter, and if it's anything like the first 3, we should be in for a treat. On the court for the Nets, getting the fourth quarter going. We've got Andrew Nicholson. Also Archie Goodwin out there. Brook Lopez is out there with LeVert, and it's Kilpatrick in at the 2. Bucks leading by 4. 1-on-1 here. And that one goes in as he is fouled. It'll be 3 points if he converts at the line.
Such a strong finisher on the fast break.
And Greg, I love the fact he's always in control. Even though he's going at breakneck speed, he still maintains his body control.
Matthew Dellavedova has checked in for Brogdon. Jeremy Lin, he's checked in for Brooklyn. And Beasley, no good on that one. Nets trail by 6. Here's Kilpatrick, drills the baseline jumper. And here is Dellavedova. Beasley the screen. Dellavedova kicks to Henson. That shot missing, and Brooklyn will come the other way. Now here's Lin. Lopez a screen. Lin the pass to Lopez. Excellent D there from Beasley.
They really depend on him to convert those chances. A lot of times, even with solid D draped on him, they expect him to make it.
Teletovic the screen. This one for 3. They grab their own miss. Good. And that's now 20 points for Henson. Oh, no, he may have gotten injured right there. He's in a lot of pain.
Oh, man, you just hate to see something like that.
Yeah, you sure do. It's always a tough part of the game, Greg, and I really hope it's not a serious injury.
Hyundai Hollis Jefferson, he's checked in for Brooklyn. And Milwaukee with a change here, too. Giannis Antetokounmpo's checked in for Michael Beasley. Now here's Booker. In the corner, it's Lynn. Foy with it. There's the triple. Booker tips it back in.
A guy like him cannot be left alone around the hoop. If you do, it'll be buffet style all day long. Plenty of seconds right there.
Now Dellavedova feeds it to Antetokounmpo. Stolen away. Here's Hollis Jefferson, and the rejection by Antetokounmpo.
And the long reach of Antetokounmpo, I mean, stretches for days. And because of that, he's excellent at challenging shots.
And the first one at the line is good. The Bucks making a switch here. Parker's checked in. That one is no good. The one thing you have to love about Jabari Parker is the level of competitiveness he brings to the court. He is always putting in the extra time at the gym, trying to lead by example on his team. You know, there's just an air, guys, of maturity around this player that you don't see from players his age in this league.
Yeah, well said, Kevin. And I think he brought some of those attributes of maturity and work ethic to the table. But I think his injury enhanced those attributes. And anytime the game is taken away due to injury and you get a chance to get back, I think there's a greater hunger and appreciation. Just to get on the floor, he had to work extremely hard, so I don't think he takes that for granted now. While it was a setback, I think it also was a launching pad for what I think is going to be an all-star career.
Now here's Middleton to the middle and stolen by Booker.
That's only the first turnover, guys. He's been safe as an option for them at the offensive end.
He muscles it in through the contact, and they call the foul. And he's on his way to the free throw line.
Boy, and the power and lift from Hollis Jefferson, able to finish right through contact.
The Bucks have gone 3 of 5 here in the fourth quarter. Pretty good numbers coming out of the break. And we're about 3 minutes into the fourth quarter. Here's Antetokounmpo. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Dellavedova. And it's 13 points for Giannis Antetokounmpo. Parker with the steal. In the corner, Middleton with it. No good on the triple.
Not his best game, but they're still getting it done collectively.
Lynn plays it up and banks it in.
And Lynn is just fearless, always looking to get as close to the bucket as he can.
Here's Dellavedova. It's blocked. The shot's good from Henson. Henson's got 4 points this quarter. Over 3.5 minutes through the final quarter now. And here is Lynn. Booker is screen on Parker. Lynn dishes to Booker. And the dunk by Booker.
You can see the precision passing of Lynn on full display there. So talented at running the pick and roll and getting the ball over to his man.
Dellavedova kicks to Antetokounmpo. Here's Parker. Booker pulls it in. Brooklyn's gotten off to an 0 for 2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. Pass to Foy. Nets passing it around. Outside, Lynn, just 5 on the clock. Keeps it alive. Great positioning on the putback. Nicholson's got it all tied up now for the Nets.
hard work and soft hands, guys. That's what made that play possible.
No simple offensive rebound there. Going for the tip-in.
But that's the way to go if you've got good position.
I mean, you never expect to get opportunities that easy coming down the stretch of a tight game.
And, Greg, we know how important every basket is, especially at this stage. And to me, that just looked like one of those inexcusable breakdowns.
Booker. And he overshot that one, missing. For Milwaukee, they've gone 6 of 11 since the start of the fourth quarter. Middleton drives in. That's tipped, and they're able to recover. The kick out to Antetokounmpo. Nobody near Parker. And a great assist by Antetokounmpo as that one goes in. Antetokounmpo's got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight. Now here's Lin. Near the three-point line, it's Booker. Again, the miss by Booker.
That's exactly how you have to defend him. He's a guy that the D needs to be aware of at all times.
Middleton for 3. Another miss by Middleton.
He just has not been able to get into that groove yet, guys. But as a whole, it hasn't affected them too much.
Lin kicks to Booker. Stolen by Dellavedova. Makes it off the glass. And the Bucks lead by 6.
I'll tell you what, the defenders didn't even get a sniff of him on that move to the hoop.
Outside, Lin. Over in the corner, Foy. They get it back. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the strike for 2. It goes on Chris Middleton.
Boy, Hollis Jefferson really draws fouls in bunches. I mean, this kid is just kinetic with the ball in his hands.
First free throw is good. Hamilton's checked in for Andrew Nicholson. No good on the second, so he hits 1 of 2. Bucks leading by 5. Here's Middleton. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Parker. Parker's got 5 assists in the game. Outside, Lin. He kicks it to Booker. Randy Foy is on the way. The 3. Here's Hamilton. And he drops it in from the low post.
The tenacity on that interior, just battling, bringing that effort and will for second chance points.
Middleton, and the layup falls. Middleton's got the lead back up to 7 now for the Bucks.
And he has starting to turn it on now after that slow start.
Right side, Lin to the inside. Over in the corner, Foy. Offline with his 3.
And he's been way off the mark this quarter. It's been ugly.
And the shot goes down. And now a 9-point Bucks lead.
And they've had assists now in their last 3 baskets.
Lin kicks to Booker. Parker with the steal. And it's the Bucks on the break, pushing their lead to double digits. Dellavedova's got 4 points in the quarter.
The plan of attack is obvious. Get the ball inside and go strong to the rim.
And, Greg, you know, the defense has been very slow to adapt. I mean, that's 10 straight points now inside.
Yeah, too many easy buckets coming from inside, and I think he wants to make that a point of emphasis.
I would certainly think so. I mean, if they keep giving up those kinds of easy looks inside, they'll be in big trouble.
Archie Goodwin, he's checked in for Brooklyn. Now let's go to the sideline and catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge.
Kevin, during that last break, I heard Kenny Atkinson talking with his team. He's not satisfied with their effort level. He said, we're not hustling out there, guys. We are not going to win that way. I promise you. We've got to get after it. We'll see how his team responds.
Not a bad look for him on that shot, but it just doesn't seem to be his night tonight.
Parker passes to Henson, and it's good on the assist by Parker. And that's now 24 points for Henson. Nets trail by 13. Lin kicks to Goodwin. Booker a screen on Parker. Goodwin dishes to Booker. Shot clock at 6. And the Nets miss again.
And I think that one could have easily have fallen for him.
The offensive rebound. The shot's good from Henson. Henson's got 26 points.
Plays like that, the hustle plays on the backboard, the second chance points that have really caused problems all day for the defense.
Well, Greg, that's why we have the score that we have. I mean, the hustle plays are only coming from one team, though. And there's been a big disparity in the effort when you compare the two teams.
And the second free throw, good.
So far in the game for Goodwin, he has 8 points, and he's chalked up 1 3-pointer on the day as well.
And Clark, I'm sure that won't be the last one. A lot of times he can get hot and stay hot from beyond.
Now here's Antetokounmpo. Parker outside. Shoots from the baseline. Brooklyn with the rebound. Hollis Jefferson's got 7 rebounds in the game. Takes the 13-footer. That one wide left.
Yeah, good tough D there to get a hand up and force that miss.
That's example number 1 of why he is such a strong defensive player and why he has such a great defensive reputation.
Now here's Antetokounmpo. He got right to the cup using that screen. Dellavedova's got 6 here in this quarter.
And Antetokounmpo is a fantastic player, folks. I mean, he's got ridiculous vision, excellent size and length, and just a superb passer.
Here's Hollis Jefferson. Antetokounmpo pulls it in. Antetokounmpo's got 3 rebounds now in this one. Dishes to Dellavedova. The pass to Henson. Nice ball movement by Milwaukee. And Antetokounmpo slams it in.
Really just continuing to increase the lead. This one should be easy for the rest of the way.
Yeah, and you know, Greg, at this late stage, a lead like that has the team really feeling quite good about itself, and deservedly so.
Not fazed at all by having a bigger defender on him down low, and I really thought he would be.
You know, at first glance, you wouldn't think that he'd be comfortable in that particular situation, but well, I tell you what, he didn't look like he was out of his element at all right there.
Just carrying the load right now offensively, guys. He is not wasting any chances.
From where I sit, Greg, it's a simple deduction. If they want things to be easy on themselves here late, make sure he has the ball. Well, Jeremy Lin in this one, he has 11 points, and the assist numbers tremendous.
His court vision is on par with anybody. I mean, he could not pass the ball any better than he is right now.
So both teams changing it up here. Both free throws good from Lin. There's a minute 34 left in the fourth.
And so just rolling to the finish line now in what has been a very confident-looking performance for the Bucks.
In the end, they had a better shooting percentage, and that's what made the difference. Sometimes, you know, things go your way. The other team wasn't catching many lucky breaks themselves.
Yeah, and Kevin, not all about luck. I thought their overall shot selection was better.
And so this will now translate to 14 wins on the season.
And just bulldozing their way through this season series. The victory here tonight makes it 3-0 for the year, with 1 game left to play against the Nets.
Just a quality win, and you look at the box score and some really good numbers for Henson. Every time he shot it, it seemed like it was going to drop in, and if it didn't, everyone was surprised.
A platoon swap here for Milwaukee. And that's good as he hits both of his shots. 1:12 left in the fourth quarter. Here's Dellavedova. The shot, no good. Nets trail by 14. Outside, Lin. Over in the corner, Foy. Excellent use of the screen that time.
Yeah, not a perfectly set screen there, but got him just enough room to get that shot off.
Outside, Antetokounmpo. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there.
Well, under Tecumbo in this one, he has 17 points and a couple of great-looking rejections. So far, 2 blocks.
Yeah, you know, he's had a great feel for their ball movement down low and for where to be when the shot's going up.
Looking at who's out there now for the Bucks. Akers checked in for John Henson. Beasley comes in for Parker. Tony Snell's checked in for Chris Middleton. And Brogdon subbed in for Matthew Dellavedova. Mirza Teletovic is checked in for Milwaukee. Inside, here's Kilpatrick. He scores his 5th field goal. He's taken 9 shots to get those 5.
He had his head on a swivel and was able to pick out the pass and get the assist.
And it's the Bucks' ball. They led by as many as 18 points. We've got 28 seconds left to play here in the 4th. Teletovic misses.
Well, in most games he can knock it down from deep, but it just isn't there for him in this one.
Booker. Beasley with the steal. Here's Brogdon. So no problem for Milwaukee as they get the win. Even early on in this one, it seemed like they were happy to be playing at home tonight.
And it makes a big difference. And once they started to really play in rhythm, you never felt like they had any doubts as to whether or not they were going to win.
Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, and Clark Kellogg, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for being with us. Now it's time to head back to the studio with Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, and Kenny Smith.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Thank you, Kevin. Now we move on to our Jordan player of the game, John Henson.
His whole game tonight operating on another level, Ernie. And he wasn't just allowed to do whatever he wanted to do. He earned it. That's where the pride kicked in.
It's amazing how often he was able to slash right through the defense and get to the rim for an easy deuce. Come on, man. They couldn't stop his penetration, Ernie. All those points he racked up from the paint made a big difference.
That's going to do it for our broadcast tonight. We certainly hope you've enjoyed the show, don't we, guys?
It was great.
Yeah. Kenny Smith, Shaquille O'Neal, and for Kevin Harlan and the entire 2K Sports crew. All 653,000 of them.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Hard-working.
A lot of people.
Yeah. The long line at the buffet, though.
Yeah. Shout out to the T-Pose, man.
Oh,
I don't know his name, but I know his face.
I'm Ernie Johnson. See you next time.